There comes a moment in every person's life when holding on hurts more than letting go. A moment when the weight you're carrying isn't yours anymore. A moment when you realize that peace is not found in controlling everything around you, but in finally releasing what was never meant to stay. Today's episode is about that moment. This is the art of detachment, not coldness, not indifference, but the quiet strength of choosing yourself without apology. Take a breath. Settle in. This one might change the way you see your relationships, your past, and your future. Detachment is not about walking away from people. It's about walking back to yourself. Most of us grow up believing that love means holding on tightly to people, to expectations, to outcomes, to stories we've told ourselves about how life should look. But life has its own rhythm. People have their own paths. And sometimes the harder you hold on, the more you lose your own balance. Detachment is the practice of letting things be what they are, and letting yourself be who you're becoming. Today, we'll explore how to detach with grace, with clarity, and with emotional strength, not from a place of fear, but from a place of deep self-respect. Let people be who they are. Let's start with the first truth. Let people be who they want to be, then decide if you want them in your life. This is one of the hardest lessons to learn, because we don't just love people, we love their potential. We love the version of them we imagine. We love the future we think we can build with them. But people are not projects. They are not puzzles waiting for us to solve them. They are not blank pages waiting for us to write their story. They are who they are. And when someone shows you their truth, through their actions, their consistency, or their lack of it, your job is not to rewrite them. Your job is to decide whether their truth aligns with your peace. Imagine holding a rope. You're pulling, they're pulling. You're trying to bring them closer, trying to make them understand, trying to make them show up differently. But the rope burns your hands. Detachment is choosing to let go of the rope, not because you don't care, but because you care about your peace more than you care about forcing a connection. Rejection is redirection. Let's move to the next truth. Rejection is always redirection to something bigger and better. It doesn't feel like that in the moment. Rejection feels personal. It feels like a door slammed in your face. It feels like a verdict on your worth. But here's the quiet truth life whispers only in hindsight. Rejection is not the universe saying no. It's the universe saying, well, it's not here, not this, not anymore. Think about the times you were devastated by something that didn't work out. A relationship, a job, a friendship, an opportunity. Think about how convinced you were that this was the thing you needed. And then think about what came after. Life has a strange way of removing what blocks your path, even when you're still clinging to it. Detachment is trusting that what leaves your life is making space for what's meant to arrive. Some people are meant to help you grow. Now, let's talk about the people who come into your life for a season. Some people are only meant to help you grow, not stay forever. This is one of the most emotional parts of detachment. Because some of the people who shape you the most are not meant to stay with you the longest. They come into your life like teachers disguised as friends, lovers, mentors, or even strangers. They challenge you. They break you open. They show you parts of yourself you didn't know existed. They push you toward growth you didn't know you needed. And then they leave. Not because you did something wrong, not because the connection wasn't real, but because their chapter in your story has ended. Detachment is honoring the role they played, without trying to drag them into chapters they were never meant to be part of. It's saying, thank you for helping me grow. Thank you for the lesson. I release you with gratitude. When everything falls apart, let's move deeper. What if everything is falling apart to come together in a way you can't guess? This is the part of detachment that requires faith. Not religious faith, but faith in timing, in alignment, in the unseen architecture of your life. Sometimes life rearranges itself in ways that feel chaotic. A breakup, a job loss, a friendship ending, a sudden shift you didn't ask for. It feels like destruction. But what if it's construction? What if the collapse is clearing the ground for something more stable? What if the ending is the beginning you prayed for? What if the confusion is the bridge to clarity? Detachment is trusting the process even when the process feels painful. It's understanding that life is not falling apart. It's falling into place. Focus only on what you can control. Now we arrive at the heart of detachment. Focus only on what you can control. This is where peace lives. You cannot control how people treat you, what they choose, what they feel, what they prioritize, what they walk away from, what they return to. But you can control your boundaries, your reactions, your healing, your energy, your self-respect, your decisions, your growth. Detachment is not passive, it's powerful. It's choosing to invest your energy where it actually creates change, within yourself. When you stop trying to control the uncontrollable, you reclaim your emotional freedom. You stop chasing. You stop overthinking. You stop begging for clarity from people who thrive on confusion. You stop shrinking yourself to fit into spaces that were never meant for you. A story to remember. Let me tell you a short story. There was a woman who spent years trying to hold together a relationship that was slowly breaking her. She tried everything, changing herself, compromising her needs, lowering her expectations, giving more than she received. One day, exhausted, she asked her grandmother, "How do I know when to let go?" Her grandmother smiled gently and said, "When holding on makes you forget who you are." That night, the woman sat alone and realized she had become a stranger to herself. She had lost her laughter, her confidence, her peace, so she let go. Not dramatically, not angrily, and just quietly. And in the space that opened, she found herself again. That is detachment, not losing someone else, but finding yourself. Here are simple, practical ways to practice detachment. Observe, don't absorb. Notice people's behavior without taking it personally. Respond, don't react. Give yourself space before you speak or decide. Let go of expectations. Expectations create disappointment. Standards create clarity. Protect your energy. Not everyone deserves access to your emotional world. Choose acceptance over resistance. Accept what is instead of fighting what you wish it were. Return to yourself. Your peace is your home. Always come back to it. So here's the truth I want you to carry with you. Detachment is not losing love. It's losing fear. It's not closing your heart. It's opening your life. It's not giving up. It's growing up. You are not meant to hold everything together. You are meant to hold yourself together. Let people be who they are. Let life unfold the way it needs to. Let endings be endings. Let beginnings surprise you, and most importantly, let yourself become the person you were always meant to be, unburdened, unafraid, and beautifully free. Take a deep breath. You're not losing anything, you're finally choosing yourself.